was the prophet Daniel. Now, who was Jehoiakim? Well, King Jehoiakim was one of the four sons of King Josiah. After the death of Josiah, the Jews took Josiah's son, Jehoahaz, and made him king. But after only reigning 3 months, Pharaoh Necho carried him captive into Egypt, where he would die. Pharaoh then took his brother Eliakim, changed his name to Jehoiakim, and made him king instead of his brother. Jehoiakim would then reign for 11 years in Jerusalem. The Bible does not tell us how Jehoiakim died, but God says in Jeremiah that his body would be tossed out into the wilderness and forgotten. Now Jehoiakim's son, Jeconiah, or Jehoiachin, would then begin his reign at a mere 8 years old. But after only 3 months and 10 days, as the reigning king, he was taken captive into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar. After this, the third-born son of Josiah, Zedekiah, would reign. His reign would also last 11 years, just as his brother Jehoiakim. And as I mentioned in the beginning, King Zedekiah and the kingdom of heaven would come to a bitter end when Nebuchadnezzar killed King Zedekiah, burnt down the temple, destroyed the city walls, and carried the people away captive into Babylon. The entire book of Jeremiah documents the last days of the kingdom of heaven, from King Josiah to King Zedekiah, and the destruction of the temple.
Chapter 1. The words of Jeremiah the son of Hilkiah, of the priests that were in Anathoth in the land of Benjamin, to whom the word of the Lord came in the days of Josiah the son of Amon, king of Judah, in the 13th year of his reign. It came also in the days of Jehoiakim the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the end of the 11th year of Zedekiah the son of Josiah, king of Judah, unto the carrying away of Jerusalem captive in the 5th month.
Now I had mentioned that all of Josiah's 4 sons reigned as kings in Jerusalem. Josiah's fourth-born son, Shallum, is said to have reigned according to Jeremiah 22:11. But it must have not been for longer than a few days or weeks, because it is not recorded in the record of the kings. The Word of God from cover to cover, again, is a book of kingdoms. The entire Old Testament is centered around the kingdom of heaven, from Abraham to David, and from David to Jesus Christ, just as the very first words of the very first chapter of the very first book of the New Testament states. It is all about the physical, earthly kingdom of Israel established by the God of heaven. If you can't understand the Old Testament, how in the world are you going to handle the New Testament, let alone the Gospels or the book of Revelation, which are largely filled with Old Testament prophecies? Now, within the pages of the